Once again, I welcome everyone to today's Security Tuesday Webinar 101. I believe the moderator, that's Smart, has done justice to the topic. So, and after today's session, I believe everyone will come to appreciate Cisco Meraki Systems Manager. It's such a cool product. So for introduction, I'll start my name. Although Smart has already talked about my name, but I'm Abudu Hammed Abudu, in network and security engineer for Ha-Shem. And I have certifications in Cisco and so forth. My hobbies include watching football. I like acquiring knowledge and also sharing knowledge. So the basic agenda for today, the first thing I'm going to talk about is Cisco Meraki. That's the Cisco Meraki product. And then I'm going to introduce the Meraki Systems Manager and talk about the benefits of choosing this product, Cisco System Manager, what it's going to do for you. Then I'll give us the features of the product that make it worthwhile and what considering for your organization. Then I go to the demo session, which is my my favorite part, and then we take the questions from you guys. So if we talk about Cisco Meraki, so the first thing that actually comes to mind is it's a 100% cloud managed IT solution that simply works. So Cisco Meraki is just a set of comprehensive tools that it contains wireless, switching, security, communication, EMN, that's the enterprise mobile management solution, which we are going to talk about today. And everything is all managed through the Meraki dashboard, that's the interface. So the main idea for the product is just a single pane of glass for all your networking needs. So your company's firewall, your wireless, your switching, your security camera, everything gets managed by the Meraki dashboard. So Cisco has already revolutionized traditional networking. So what's really nice is that you can actually log into your Meraki dashboard from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be local to your network to manage your devices. You can be anywhere in the world and manage your devices. The days of using command line interface and having physical access to your data center is long gone. So for today, Meraki gives you the ability to be able to manage all your devices remotely. That's it has this beautiful dashboard, this interface that allows you to see everything really cleanly, just and configure exactly what you need using the interface instead of using a traditional command line. So it's also one of the fastest Cisco growing portfolio, and adoption is growing and in millions annually. So it's a really cool product, and it really deserves your consideration from your organization. So Meraki technology, it helps all the independent Meraki solutions to connect to a cloud-hosted network service where they are all managed via just the single interface. So the architecture really provides a rich network management without on-site management appliances or Wi-Fi controller. So every Meraki device connects over the internet. They connect to the Meraki data center, uh, which runs the Meraki management cloud management platform. And then these connections are actually secured via SSL. So Meraki simply it offers simplicity where your device can be pulled out of the box and plugged anywhere in the world and be ready to go in minutes. You don't have to start plenty configurations or doing a lot of things before you can bring up your devices. So the dashboard, the interface is the key to Meraki solution. because of the single pane of glass that allows administrator easy access from anywhere to configure, test, manage, and monitors Meraki network solutions. So the dashboard is intuitive and it gives you complete network visibility so that you can make more smarter decisions during your configuration. So I would like to talk about security for Meraki solutions too. So Meraki protects your network from the latest vulnerability and security threats, so you can keep your users safe and secure. You can also secure your endpoint devices within your organization while keeping your network aware of constant changing devices. So also for reliability, you can also count on Meraki. It's a redundant cloud service that gives you high availability, where it has minimal downtime, and your network can also even function if there's any interruption. So only the management traffic is just interrupted, so your devices can still function in your environment. So we are here for today's topic. That's systems manager from Meraki. So systems manager is basically is just Cisco's Meraki enterprise mobile management solution. Uh, it gives you that intuitive and simple nature of your dashboard that allows you to configure uh, and deploy in just minutes without requiring any specialized training or anything. So with Cisco Meraki System Manager, the cloud-based device management, three things actually comes to your mind. The first is provisioning. Uh, so provisioning is the ability for you to be able to pre-enroll your devices and dynamically add them as they join the network. It is very, very easy to enroll your devices to Cisco Meraki Systems Manager dashboard. So the enrollment is just as simple as it gets. So you also have monitoring where you can get real-time visibility across all your entire infrastructure. You have different tools that you can use to monitor your network from remote desktop, command line interface directly from the dashboard. So it also comes with security, as I said earlier, where you can actually enforce different policies on those devices or those devices that you are managing. So the policies can range from encrypting your devices, network access control, remote wiping of the devices, and the list goes on. So Cisco Systems Manager integration with Meraki dashboard, that's the Systems Manager being integrated into the Meraki dashboard, allows our products organization to unify all their administration from the cloud dashboard. As I said earlier, that systems manager is just one solution out of the whole Meraki suite. The whole Meraki suite consists of router, the wireless, the LAN, the security, and what again? The security camera, the video of the organization. Everything is condensed into this single dashboard. So Cisco Meraki has all the solution in one. So systems manager is being integrated with all these products. So it just allows the organization to be able to unify all your administration from just one cloud dashboard. So the Meraki dashboard helps all your administration. So that's your wireless LAN, your security appliances, your security camera, and so on. So as we all know, businesses are actually undergoing a transformation. So by expanding your digital workplace into your home offices, you can improve your employee experience and enhance security and also their productivity, and helps you. Cisco Meraki Systems Manager actually helps you to make most of your IT investments. So this is where the Cisco Meraki Systems Manager comes in. So systems manager gives you three features. I wouldn't really call it features. These three different management sets. So the first one is you're able to manage uh, your devices. That's the MDM. the MDM, you're able to manage your devices. You get total device management for both your mobile and your desktop. That's ranging from Windows and then Mac OS and then all the likes of devices that you can think of. So again, with the MDM, you have remote viewing and troubleshooting that you can use. So it also actively supports different OSs. So it gives you also inventory management where you can see, or I'll call it asset management, where you can monitor your hardware, your devices, maybe from your CPU, from your wireless and all that. So that's the first one I'm going to talk about. So the next one is the application management. So the application management basically gives you the ability for you to be able to push applications directly from the dashboard. So it is integrated with Android Play Store and also Apple Store. So you can actually, and if you have any custom application on premise that's not available on those platforms, maybe Play Store and Apple Store, you can deploy them via custom deployments on the Meraki dashboard. So it also has the content management. So the content management is like a backpack that lets you deliver and manage documents and images, applications, and all other files on Android devices. So it just lets you bundle files and push it to a device. Maybe you have someone that is coming in and he needs some file. As an administrator, you can easily bundle those files in the backpack and push it. Maybe they need a sales team need some form of document, sales documents, and all. So you can just basically push the documents from the dashboard. So you can push it to all devices at once. So it's really simple. So another feature is synchronization. So it actually keeps the content on the device up to date. That's Cisco Meraki. That's another beautiful feature. It keeps the content in the backpack updated. That means it synchronizes the documents from the Meraki dashboard every time to the user devices. Lastly, the mobile identity management. So the mobile identity management gives you comprehensive policy management that you can use to manage your devices. It gives you the ability to be able to integrate your Active Directory, your LDAP, OAuth integration and all. So it also gives you the ability to be able to manage devices with fine-grained policies that you can actually specify deep into the device. So I mentioned this earlier. Cisco Meraki has multi-OS management. You can manage your Android devices. That's from Android 7.0 upward. So Cisco Meraki is actually compatible with all of these OS, all of these suites. You can manage your Windows machine, your Windows server. That's from 2016 upward. You can manage your Apple devices. That's ranging from your MacBook, your iPad, your Mac OS, and then you can also manage Chrome OS. That's G Suite for enterprise. So all these devices can be managed by Cisco Meraki Systems Manager. So you can see that it's a very versatile product that can actually gives you the ability to be able to manage across many cross-platform OS. So for the deployment, there are different deployment modes for iOS and Android and for Windows. For Android, it has a work profile management and device owner. So before I actually talk about that, although before you start any deployment, there are certain questions that you need to ask because these are all types of deployments. You have to ask different questions like how many devices do I have, how many devices do I need to enroll, and all that. So for the first enrollment on Android, you have the work profile. That's the BYOD. So this BYOD can help you. So this is a case where your users have their own devices and they are bringing their own devices to the organization. So you as an organization or an administrator can easily manage those devices by creating a safe container on those devices so that they can house the necessary work tools that they need to perform their task. So you also have the device owner mode. For device owner mode, that basically means that it's the organization that owns the device. So all the old devices is being managed by the organization. So during this mode, once you enroll your devices using this mode, it's basically wipe your devices and restart everything and encrypt the drive. So it's just good for organization devices, not for users devices, bringing their devices to the environment. So with the iOS device enrollment program, this is an automatic program that makes you enroll all your iOS devices. It gives you that fully automatic enrollment that can make you enroll those devices out of the box directly, and then it limits administrative access for users. So with fully automated enrollment, the devices will be enrolled into System Manager automatically, and it can be configured so that the user has no option to either cancel or prevent the enrollment. In addition to this, the devices will automatically have apps and controls and settings based on the person that is using the device. So this type of enrollment allows for the highest level of enterprise mobile management control, and is only possible with iOS, as I said earlier, and then macOS. Windows deployment mode gives you three options. That's the Windows profile, the agent, and the send enrollment link. With the Windows profile, you just have to go to your settings on your devices and then add the device to the Meraki domain. And then this doesn't give you too much administrative access such that you cannot push applications to the device. So the agent mode is just for you to deliver the agent directly to the device and then install the agent there. So this gives you the ability to be able to manage applications and push applications to the device. Then the last one is, as the name says, send the enrollment link. Just send the link via an email to the user, so the user can click the link and then follow the link to enroll to the Meraki dashboard. So for administration and management, Cisco Meraki gives you automated device provisioning, where device can be provisioned based on users group, the OS type, the security compliance of the device, maybe the device is compliant or not, the time of the day, the location of the device. So with this, you have automatic device provisioning where you can configure that on Cisco Meraki Systems Manager. So it also gives you the ability to be able to deploy apps. So Systems Manager makes it just easy to distribute applications to any number of users. The Meraki System Manager is integrated with Apple Play Store, Google Play Store, and then enterprise applications are also supported on both iOS and Android. So for the other features of it, the other administrative features, it helps you or your organization to be able to protect your mobile devices and data with customizable security policies. These security policies can be fine-grained, that you can drill into the most finest of policy to be able to manage your devices. So the fine-grained policies can be deployed to check whether devices are actually encrypted or they are locked or jailbroken. So if these devices are, maybe you can set a policy that makes you push some sort of settings to some devices, maybe they are locked or they are jailbroken, maybe they are rooted like an Android devices. So Systems Manager also provides you with a mechanism to prevent your data from getting into the wrong hands. So these features, as the device wipe, removes all your configuration profile and applications that you have previously installed on those devices. So it just removes all of them so that your information, your organization information doesn't get into the wrong hands. And so for visibility and diagnostic, you have the live troubleshooting and diagnostic, where you have the real-time diagnostic tools that IT administration can either maybe use to initiate a remote desktop to the machine. You don't have to go to start finding the desktop before you as an IT administrator can work on the device. So you can see the current processes or list of processes that is running on the device. You can also remotely reboot the device and shut down. All those are features that you get, troubleshooting features that will really help you as an IT administrator. So you can also uh, configure alerts, that's alert policies to send you email notifications anytime that maybe the device violates a security compliance that you set, or it's, the security compliance is enforced. So you have the ability to be able to send email notification to your administrator. So with asset management, manager actually gathers available information from the devices, ranging from the GPS, the Wi-Fi connection, the IP address, the device physical location. So you can also see the CPU, as I said earlier, the systems model, the operation of the devices. So all that you can see with systems manager. So for the privacy settings, access rights can be used to limit administration for your users over managed devices, like disabling your remote desktop, the inability to install application for your users so that you can monitor your privacy, and the ability to remotely wipe all your all your information from a user's device when the user is no longer in the organization. So this actually helps you uh, to help preserve your privacy of your organization. So you have native integration, as I said earlier. Systems Manager is integrated with Meraki dashboard. So you have other whole suites of products that can be integrated with Systems Manager. So System Manager is just a unique endpoint management market due to its native network integration. So as part of Cisco Meraki networking portfolio, Meraki Systems Manager has been designed from ground to share intelligence with Cisco Meraki network and security products, allowing your IT team and your administrator to be able to automate decisions about your network and your device access. So everything like your device onboarding, your settings assignments, application management, network access are just some of the responsibilities that can be uh, simplified and automated using Systems Manager. So as part of Cisco Meraki end-to-end IT solutions, Systems Manager can actually give you visibility and then functionality that's not available with some other standalone endpoint management products. So that's what Cisco Meraki gives it. Cisco Meraki is also able to track mobile identity and device posture, and we dynamically adjust those postures and policy to match the devices. So our security threats are constantly evolving, which makes deploying a safe and secure connectivity infrastructure paramount to any organization now in the world. So when Cisco Systems Manager is deployed on a Meraki network infrastructure, it gives you that uh, context-aware security that helps you be proactive and manage your devices. And so uh, I'll talk about the integration with your network now. So by adding Cisco Systems Manager to your Meraki network, that's your wireless, your switching, and all, it gives you more visibility and security and control over your managed devices, so that you can have devices that you can manage and set uh, credentials for to connect to your wireless, and then you might not want the users to connect to your wireless, so you can do all this automatically. So that's one of the feature of integration with the Meraki access point. So with the Meraki access point, you actually have seamless onboarding. With this integration, you can onboard devices seamlessly, and then it has one special feature called the secure Wi-Fi. So the secure Wi-Fi helps you to encrypt network traffic between users, devices, and access points. So you also have another integration with the Meraki suite, that's with MX security and the SD-WAN appliance. So with that integration, it actually makes you configure hassle-free VPN, where you can just deploy your clients directly to the users. That's the integration. You can deploy your VPN clients directly to the users that are being managed by Systems Manager, and then enforce different policies based on the device posture. So all these features and integration with the Meraki dashboard gives you additional flexibility and a seamless experience for users and also your administrator. So I will take us through the demo now, where I will deploy systems manager, the systems manager on a Windows device on Azure. So permit me, let me just share my screen and then. Okay. So sorry, can anyone see my screen now?
Yes, we can see you, Mr. Hammed.
Okay, thank you. So this is the overview of dashboard. This is Cisco Meraki dashboard. So what I'm going to do now is one of the Windows device in Azure here. This is the Windows device in Azure, and I already have a remote desktop access to the device. So I'm going to deploy the Meraki solution on this device and then manage it and show us some of the cool features that Cisco Meraki solution has, some of the compliance to the policies that you can configure and all of that. So I have the device here. So I mentioned during the webinar that for the Windows device, you can actually use agents, or you can use a Windows profile, or you can send an enrollment link to the device so that you can be able to enroll the device. So for the sake of this webinar here, I'm going to use the agent. So although I've already logged into the dashboard, yeah, expand my screen. I've already logged into the dashboard here, and then I've downloaded the agent here. So this is the agent here. I've downloaded it. So the agent is right here in my downloads. So this is the agent here. So I'll just click so that we can go directly fast straight. Let's accept next. This is the network ID. So this is my network ID here. I can either type it or I can copy. So let's just, so it will not take this. So I take next, then says enroll with network office one. So this is, so I can just install this here. So while this is installing here, let's finish it. Let me just take us back to the dashboard here. So this is the dashboard here. So we have the overview as I showed you earlier. The overview, this is the enrollment count. This is the number of devices that have enrolled. This is the unmanaged. These are some of the devices that maybe they've deleted their profile and they are not being managed anymore. So it's only it's some of the few enrollments process that gives you automatic control. There are some that gives you manual control, whereby the users can be able to unenroll the device yourself, like the Android BYOD mode. That's bring your device. The Android user can easily unenroll from the Meraki dashboard. So this is all the. I have some maps of the application here. So this is the day since the device last checked into the dashboard. So you have the counts. I have my OS. I have 300 devices and 2. So the devices I have here. This is a device list here. So I have these devices on. I've already enrolled these devices on my Meraki dashboard. So once I click in that, I can see details. Like I said earlier, you can have hardware inventory, you can see your CPU and all. So you can see this passcode present, the name. These are tags. I'm going to explain this soon. So these are the names, the settings is up to date, the app is up to date on the device. So you have the device, the storage, the RAM, and all the LAN IP, the public IP. This is the Wi-Fi MAC address on the device. So you have all this, the network for the device now. So here you can also check in now to refresh your details for the device. So these are all your features that you have with the mobile device. See, I can be able to log the device from here. I can do a selective wipe and wipe some of my data from the device. I can do an erase, that's erase the whole container. So if I do a selective wipe, it's going to keep my management profile and my settings, but it's going to remove all my my files and my applications. But once I erase the device, it's going to remove all the whole management profile, ranging from the policies that you configured on it and everything. So I can easily unenroll the device from here. So these are all the connection logs here. Okay, let me just go back to my devices here. Let me see if the device is enrolled now. Okay, so this is the device I just added now. So this is it. This device the Windows device from Azure that I just added. This is the device here now. So it might take just some few minutes before all this information populates on the dashboard here. So I have all this information here. I can run command line here. Maybe I want to run a command on the PC remotely. I can run it here. The network starts. I can remote desktop here directly to the PC without having to remote to or do run a remote desktop client to the device here. I can remote here. You can say I'm trying to remote here. You also have the ability to be able to control your power. That's you can reboot the device, you can reset the device and all. And remote here. So that's just it. Can run a command, control, and do anything you want to do. So I'm going to disconnect now. So you can send a notification to the device. Maybe you have a meeting or something, and send notification to that device. Maybe it's a mobile device. Oh, hello, we have a meeting now, or can you join the meeting now? It will just pop up on the device so that the user can see it. So these are all the features that comes with it. These are the installed application that's with it. So once my device is here already, so the first thing I'll do is, this is my Meraki device that I added. So the first thing I'll do here is, let's say I'll add an owner. So there are two different ways I can do this. I can do it directly from here, or I can come to the owner here. So let me come to the owner here. So this is just the owner of the devices. You can be able to assign devices to owner, and this list can also be synchronized from your Active Directory so that you can have all your users in your environment on the Active Directory and then assign the devices to them. So anytime you are troubleshooting anything, you can know that, oh, okay, this user that has this device, so this user is doing this and this user has violated this policy and all. So let me just add a new user. So I'll add a Meraki manage user. So the full username, let me just say Brian, and then the email, let's say brian.ac@com. So the username might be, let's just say, let's just leave it as that. So for this, I will just configure this password. So the password is basically useful for the user, although the password is not really compulsory, but the password helps the user when you're about to create a user portal for the user, so that they can manage their devices, that can manage some of the settings on their devices. So I'm going to set the password here. So tags here, I'm not going to do tags now, I'm going to do tags next. So yeah, you don't need all this save portal. This I will enable this and do the setting next during the course of the webinar, so I can save the changes here. So I created a user here. So remember I said earlier that you can either synchronize the user from your AD group or anything, or you can import them via your CSV or any other form of authentication that you have. So I'll come to the device here. Oh, sorry, cancel. Then I'm going to save this here. So I'll come to device here. So this is the device I'm doing now. So I can set an owner. So I can choose the owner from here. That's Brian AC. Then I can save. After saving, that means that I've attached this device to Brian as a user. So any policy that I set, I know it's affecting Brian, or any compliance test that the user feels, I know I can call him directly that, hey, hello, Brian, you just your devices just failed a compliance test, so you can help me do this, so that you can be able to return back to the network or something. So the next I'm going to create a tag for this device. I said tag earlier it can help you deliver policies to your devices directly. Those are fine-grained policies that can easily be associated with those devices with that tags. So let me just create a new tag here. I can create a manual tag. The next tag name, can say new employee. That's Brian is a new employee in the department. I can say new employees. Then I can just select Brian here and then continue. So I save the tag here. So I've already created a new tag, and I'm going to create another tag. That's the security policy tag. Security policy tag here. Then I can go next here. So the devices are Windows device. So the Windows device here. Next here. So what's your policy name? Can say we security, let me just say sec policy. This sec policy that I'm going to enforce on the device, I can say, okay, your Windows device must have an antivirus, or your firewall must be enabled, and then you must have login required and the prompt of the devices. So all these things are compliance check that is going to run against those devices and tell you that, okay, this so and so device is not having these settings, or these policies are not being enforced. So you know that those users are at risk. So you can say login required, firewall enabled, or screen lock after 15 minutes of fear. So I'm going to continue with this. Then I'm going to save this. So I have two set of tags now. I have the new employee tag, and then I have the employee segpo as the tag that I just created on the tag here now. So I'm going to come to overview here. So I'm going to show you device. So this is the device here. So here it says the screen lock is enabled, auto login disabled. So for a while it has not fully synchronized. So once it fully synchronized, it's going to come up. So this here is the compliance setting. So from here I can easily add the tag to this user here. So let's go to tags here. So this new employee tag is on the device here. So let me just go back to the device here. So you can see that the tag here is now updated on the device. So this new employee tag is updated on the device here now. So we can actually push policy to the device. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I just want this compliance setting to come back up, because I made the changes that the policy that I set. Actually, the device has Windows firewall, and then the screen lock is enabled, and then it hasn't failed. Sometimes it takes a while for your compliance settings to be able to synchronize. So let me just go ahead and then we'll come back to that. So the next thing I can do is I'll create an alert here. So who do I want to send the alert to? That's the webinar. So this is my administrator. So I'm using this email as my administrator. So what do I want to set? What do I want to send to my administrator? What are the alerts that I want to send to my administrator? Okay, when a client violates a geofencing policy, or when I have my clients enrolled in the network, I can choose to send an alert that, oh, hello, a client has been enrolled in your network. Or when a client removes the Meraki profile from his or her device, so I can also do that too. So I can also add a new security policy alert here. Let's say I'll select the tag that I just created, and then I can send an alert based on the device filling the compliance and also entering the compliance. That means that I'll get an alert when the policy is violated on the device. So grace period, you can say grace period of, okay, I give the device 15 minutes. Like maybe you create a geolocation tag, geolocation fencing policy, whereby your device must not pass. Okay, you have your devices must not go more than Lagos. So you have already done that kind of location policy. So when the device goes outside Lagos, or maybe the owner of the device travels with the device to Ibadan, you get an alert that, oh, the device has already violated your geolocation policy. That means it has gone out of range. And okay, you can make it set a grace period, like, okay, I give the person 1 day to come back or something. So here I'm going to set just 15 minutes a grace period, or I can do none, so that to be faster. So I can say, okay, which devices do I want to alert on based on the tags? So I can say with any of the following tags. That means that I'm selecting the device that has this new employee tag. That's the device I just created, and then I'm sending an alert based on this policy if it fails or is either entering compliance. So I can also generate a report, but I'll just leave that out there. So yeah, I can save the policy here. Save this, and then okay, this is saved already. So I'm going to add a policy to this guy here. So device here, just want to confirm. It takes time. It takes a bit of time, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, to be able to synchronize some of the functions. So I just create a settings there. So here I can show you creating a profile here. So this profile are actually policies that you can set on the device based on the compliance. Maybe you set a compliance to the device that, okay, any device that doesn't have a passcode, you should send this policy to it that you must enforce it to set the passcode. So this compliance you can actually add. So I can create a new profile. So I'll continue here. So the name of the profile that I want to create. So say is this profile. Then I can say set it that, okay, should I allow the user to be able to remove this profile? It depends on you on what you want. If you really want the users not to be able to remove this profile from their device, you can just leave that as require password to remove the device. But for the sake of the webinar, I'll just leave it as allow users to remove the profile so that it can be easy. So what's the scope, the tag of the scope of the profile? So we can say any device with the following tag. So you can either say this is the new tag that we just created. So I'm going to create a profile for this device. So that's policy tag, and select a policy tag and select the compliance, as you are creating this profile for compliance devices. So this is the scope of the profile. So you can add your settings, what you really want the profile to do for you. If it is like an iOS device, because for the sake of the webinar, I'm using a Windows, an iOS device, you have different varieties of settings that you can enforce based on compliance settings of the device. Okay, permit say you configure a security policy to say that, okay, this device must be encrypted or must have passlock. Then the device is not violating your policy. Then you can now set a profile settings that say, okay, like I said earlier, the backpack item. Then you can now push the files that you really want for the users. You can now push it to their PC. Then you can select the backpack item, then push whatever device you have to their PC. That means that this profile settings is based on the security policy of your device. If your device is not violating the security policy, it can inherit the profile settings, or you can either do it either way. If your device is violating a security policy, you can actually force your device to some sort of settings. Maybe, as I said earlier, the device doesn't, maybe you set the security policy for the device that, okay, if it has a passcode, so on enrolling, the device has passcode, but later on, the device doesn't remove the passcode. That means that it has already violated the security policy. So once it has violated the security policy, you can now set a profile settings that will force the user to be able to put password. It will keep prompting the user to put password so that the user can actually lock the PC. So that is what you have with profile settings. It basically helps you to be able to enforce your policy and then being able to manage your policy, your security policies. So for here, I will just come to the Windows here. So I'll say restriction here. So this cross-platform, I can select Windows here. So these are some of the settings I have with Windows 10 here. Like, okay, I'm configuring, I have a security policy on the device, and then the device is already violating the policy. So I'm trying to set a restriction like, okay, if you are violating my policy, then you shouldn't have access to my Wi-Fi, and then you shouldn't have access to the Bluetooth on the device, or you should not be able to use the external storage card on the device. So all this I can actually set, and I can save these settings on the app here. So I've already done that. I've already set the profile settings for the device that violates the policy. But for here, I set the new profile, the compliant devices. That means I'm setting it for compliant devices. But let me just go back to this. I shouldn't be setting it for compliant devices. I shouldn't restrict devices that are compliant from not accessing their Wi-Fi, their Bluetooth. I can come here and say violating devices that are violating. So this guy is only falls within the tag of new employee and is violating. If it's violating, I can force this profile on him so that he will not be able to access the company's Wi-Fi and all. So I'll save here now. Okay, the changes have been saved. So next, I'm going to take us on now to deploying an app or push an app to the device here. I'm trying to speed up time. So if you add an app here, you have iOS, you can either deploy any of this app. So once you click iOS, you have the ability to be able to install the app from the Apple Play Store. That means that you can actually use VPP, that's the volume purchase program. The volume purchase program gives you the ability to be able to assign licenses to devices. So with the license that are attached to the device can easily inherit and install application from the Apple Play Store. So the owner of the device doesn't have to buy the application. So you as an administrator have the VPP profile with Apple. So you've already purchased the license and the applications that you want to use. You just come here and integrate it with Cisco Meraki. So once you integrate it with Cisco Meraki, you can be able to push applications directly from Apple Play Store to the devices. So you have tvOS, you have Android here. This one is for Play Store. You can assign application directly from Play Store to the Android devices and push them. And if you have custom APK here, So for doing the Windows custom application via agents. Yeah. So the first thing here is what's the name of the application that I want to deploy. Let me just say I want to deploy Sophos next. Yeah. So if I have the URL for the device for the sorry. Create an option for Sophos Connect. If I have an URL for the device here, so I can easily click here and input the URL where the file is. That means that you are specifying maybe you have a file folder somewhere, maybe a Google file folder that you have actually copied the link and you want the users to get the application directly from there. You can actually put it here on Meraki dashboard and get it for you. But I'm going to install a local application. So what's the vendor of the application? The vendor of the application is Sophos, and what's the version 2.1? Let's say 0.031. So the description, the descriptive name for the application, you can say the application is a VPN client for remote users. So this is just the description. I'm trying to install a Sophos Connect application that actually gives you VPN access to company resources when you are not within the organization. So for here, I can choose to upload to Meraki dashboard. So I can easily click here and select the file that I want. So it's come up, and this takes a while. So Sophos Connect. Okay, so I have it already. Oops. I have it here. I can open it here. So it starts uploading. So this takes a while to. So you can choose your option to keep the application up to date. I can choose to keep the application up to date, and then I can choose to install the application in foreground. That means install it directly in front of the user. And then if I have any installment arguments, that means I have any command line that I want the application to run when it fully installs, I can put it there. But for now, I don't have. If we have any command line again, also this one is quite different from this. This is if you maybe want the application to install into a specific folder or something, you can put an argument for the installation. But for the command line, this is used when maybe you are installing an application and you want your devices to perform a reboot after the application so that you can load the application. You can put maybe shutdown -R to reboot the device here. So this is visible in SSP. That's the secure user portal here. That's the SSP here. So I can scope the application. Okay, I want the application to be deployed with any of the following tags. Okay, I have the employee here is going to deploy, and the policy that is going to be affected by the user. Okay, I want only compliant devices that are compliant with my policy that I said to be able to inherit the application here. So I can save here. So that does it for installing application. And let me just take us through one last because time is already fast. So the changes is saved here. So this is right here on the dashboard. This is Sophos Connect now. It's going to be deployed to this guy and this guy with this tag. So let me just take us through the last fast because we are running out of time. So here I'm going to show us how the user can manage the device using the user portal. So I'm going to configure the user portal from here. So this is the network enrollment string that I have from my organization. And this is the HTTP portal Meraki.net. So I'm going to scroll down here because you can find it in general settings. I have to enable this guy first. So this here, this is the settings here, self-service portal. So self-service portal, it should be enabled. So this is the application. But the thing before you enable this, you have to have an enrollment authentication. That means that you have to have a specific enrollment authentication. That means before you enroll any devices into your organization, the device must be able to authenticate. That means either you are using the Meraki hosted accounts, that means the accounts that are initially created, the names that are created, or you are actually authenticating through your user, your Active Directory on premise, or you can use the Azure Active Directory. So you can either use any of those settings. So I'll just use Meraki hosted accounts here. So I have to set that, and I come here and then I save changes here. So I've already do the settings for the user portal here. So for if the user wants to access anything, I can copy this. The user is going to have the link to the dashboard. User will have the link to the dashboard here. So this is it here. So as the user, I used sorry, forgot the name of the owner I specified initially. I think it's Brian. So this is the email that I need here. So I can copy this self-service portal. Then paste here user. Okay, self-service portal is not enabled for this account. So self-service portal and enable it here now. Trusted access. Then I can save my changes here. Let me just do it here. It's actually obstructing my. Okay, I think the portal is trying to logging me in here. So as a user, I have the ability to be able to manage my PC. So the management of the PC also depends on the level of administrative rights that the administrator sets for the users here. So I can see it's connected to which Wi-Fi. Last time I checked in the model, the serial number and everything. The device security too is up to date. Device is this. So I have various tools in my portfolio that I can use. I can actually decide to maybe shut down my device when I'm not with my PC. Maybe I actually stepped out and I thought I was going to come back in. I can just usually log in, use my phone, log into the user portal, then shut down my PC from anywhere so that it won't drain my battery. So I have the applications there, applications that are on my PC and all. So I have the ability I can send message and synchronize my device. You synchronize my device with the recent policy or maybe your backpack items for Android and iOS. Maybe you have your files, you can easily come here. You don't have some of those files that your administrator said they are sent. You can easily come here and just synchronize your device to get your files back. So thank you so much for today. I hope you've learned something and you've come to really appreciate the power of Cisco Meraki and then the fine-grained policy and settings that Cisco Meraki can be able to give you to help you support mobile device and then Windows and different OS management in your organization. So stop presenting and I share my slides again.
Wow. Cisco has revolutionized traditional networking. You can be anywhere in the world and still manage all your devices. There can be any case of obstinate users exposing your organization to threats because Cisco Meraki System Manager will allow you manage your devices with customizable security policies. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Hammed, for the beautiful insights. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you. And
so much.
also, okay, I still have, okay, I'm not yet done. So for any trial, if there's anyone that wants to try, you can actually reach out to sales@hashem.com. So we can help you set up a trial so that you can actually try it on your device and actually use it in your environment. So just reach out to sales@hashem.com and then we'll do the remaining for you. So if you have any questions, okay, you can take it up, Smart. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you once again. So you've had him. If you need us to deploy these solutions, you can always contact us at sales@ha-shem.com. So we've heard from Mr. Hammed, and now it is the time to hear from you. If you have a question, now is the time to ask. You can simply raise your hand to speak or drop your question in the chat box. Either ways, we are good to go. I'll be waiting for your question. Do we have anybody with a question? Is anybody raising up his or her hand?
Anybody? I believe everyone understands the topic today, or is it too simple?
It seems so. Okay, I think somebody is raising up his hand. Okay, Mr. Solomon, please, you have the floor. Please just unmute yourself and ask your question, sir. Mr. Solomon, you can speak, sir.
Can hardly. Okay, can just drop it on the chat box.
Yeah, if you are having a network issue that is not permitting you to speak, you can simply drop it in the chat box.
Hello.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon or good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Solomon.
It was really an insightful demo and presentation, but at a point I lost out, so I had to rejoin the section. I actually wanted to ask, because towards the tail end, I could see you were trying to integrate a device to the platform.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
okay.
I wanted to ask, could it be used to manage all other network devices apart from other devices
any
that
other
are not
devices I need
Cisco,
to...
that are not Cisco branded?
Okay. I need to understand your question because managing devices, the system. Okay.
Take for example, you have Unify wireless access point and maybe Unify switches and router. Could they be used to at least to manage such devices?
No, it can't be used. There are Cisco Meraki products that there's the wireless, there's the switching. Those devices are actually being designed to be able to integrate with the Meraki cloud platform. So you have to actually get those devices before you can be able to integrate it with Cisco Meraki. So it's ranging from you have wireless, there's security camera, there's a router, there's the whole switching portfolio. So you have to.
So they must be Cisco branded, right?
Yes, they must be Cisco branded before they can be integrated into Cisco Meraki solution. The dashboard.
Okay, but for end devices, any end devices could be.
Yes, any end. It supports Android, iOS, Windows 10 upward, Windows Server, and then it supports some tvOS and then some Chrome OS.
How about Linux products?
No, it doesn't support. No, it doesn't support Linux products.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon, for asking that question. So do we have any other person? Is any other person raising up his or her hand? Okay, our time is far spent, so we'll be bringing this to an end. So I want to thank everybody on behalf of Ha-Shem Management I want to thank everyone who has taken their time to join this evening's webinar. Thank you, Mr. Ahmed, for the insightful section.